Hello everyone, myself Nahida, Assistant Professor in Government Engineering College, Raichur. Today we will be seeing the introduction to two special concepts, that is system task and compilers. These are the contents: system task and the compilers. System task and the compilers. So system task is a standard system task for certain routine operations provided by the Verilog. So here in this system task, we will be seeing the displaying on the screen, how to display on the screen, how to monitor the values, stopping and finishing the simulation, etc. All the statements will be starting up with a dollar followed by the keyword. These are the display keys, that is percentage D, whether it is a uppercase or a lowercase, is used for displaying variable in the decimal form. Percentage B is used for displaying in binary form. Percentage S for string. Percentage H for hexadecimal values. Percentage C for ASCII characters. Percentage M for displaying hierarchical names. Percentage we use for the strength, percentage O in the octal form, percentage T is used for the current time simulation, percentage E is used for the scientific formats, percentage F for the decimal formats, percentage E is used in decimal or the scientific formats. So first we'll see the display keyword. So the display, that is a dollar string, dollar followed by the display, is a keyword used for the displaying the message onto the screen. So here is an example for displaying the hello Verilog world. For that we need to have a dollar followed by the display, and then within the parenthesis, within the double quotes, we have the text hello Verilog world, and then close the parenthesis and then terminate it with the semicolon. After the statement has been executed, here we'll be able to see the on the screen, that is a message been displayed on the screen is hello Verilog world. The same way for displaying a current simulation time, let us assume the current simulation time is 2:30. So for that dollar display, and the current simulation time is used by the dollar time. So within the parentheses we are writing the dollar time. So this dollar time is going to specify the current simulation time. So after the execution of this statement, the simulation will be able to see the result as 2:30. Let us assume to display a value of 41-bit virtual address, wherein the address is the address is 1 1FE followed by the zeros, 6 zeros, 1C, and the time for the simulation time at 200 units of time. So at this we'll assume the register value wherein that is at address, the virtual address, which is of register wherein we are trying to store the information, and we are assuming the register is of 41 bits of information. The virtual address is capable of holding 41 bits of information here. So now we want to display at time 200 this virtual address. So we'll be using the keyword $display within the parenthesis, within the double quotes, as I want to display this text at time, and as this value is a decimal value, so we have seen it in the table that percentage D is used for the displaying of a decimal value, and the virtual address, and this virtual address you can see it is in a hexadecimal form. So we'll be using the virtual address is in the hexadecimal form, so that is why we'll be using percentage H, and then uh, double that is a double quotes has been closed here, then comma, and these are the parameters wherein we are trying to see, that is a percentage, that is a dollar time, that is which is having a 200 units of time, and the address what we have taken, the virtual address. So after the simulation, we'll be able to see the text that is at time, and this is the parameter what we have used, percentage d of dollar time. So dollar time is 200, so you will be able to see at time 200, this is going to give the current simulation time. Dollar time is going to give the current simulation time, and after that the virtual address is percentage h, that is this, as we have stored the value here, the virtual address is this information in this register. So the value will be displayed as virtual address is in the percentage h, that is hexadecimal value, that is 1FE, 6 zeros followed by 1 and C. This is another example for a value of port underscore ID 5, which is having a 5 bit binary values by 5 bits of information. That it register 4 down to 0 port underscore ID semicolon, which is going to inform that the port underscore ID is capable of holding 5 bits of information. Right now, dollar display within the double quotes ID, this is going to, that ID of the port is percentage binary value, as we have stored the percentage binary value, whatever the binary value we are trying to store. Assume we have stored the binary value as 00101. So that percentage value, that is because we have taken it as 5 here, 5. So that 00101 will be displayed in place of percentage binary, because we are trying to display it in the binary form. If suppose we are trying to display it in a decimal form, if you write percentage d, it is going to display 5. As we have written percentage b, so it will be displaying that 5 in terms of binary form here. Then close the double quotes, comma, and then the parameter what we have used. As we have used a parameter port underscore, it should be underscore ID. So this is what is a parameter we have used. And then the next parameter what we have here is the dollar, wherein we can display X characters, that is the don't care characters. Now we'll assume this bus is holding an information of 10x, the signal that is in the binary form. So register, which is a 4 bit of information. This is a 4 bit of information, so that is why we'll be writing it as 3 down to 0, and it is been the variable name what we'll be giving it as bus. So bus is of type register. It is of 4 bit, which is capable of storing 4 bit of value. Then terminate it with a semicolon, and we are trying to display this value. So dollar display, and within the double quotes bus value is in the binary form we want to display, so percentage b. Then the double quotes has been closed up, separate it with the comma and the bus, and then when it has been simulated, we'll, after execution, we'll be able to see that bus value is, after execution, the bus value is the, we have stored this value in the bus, so that bus value will be displayed, that is 10xx. This is the parameter we have used. So we have to separate it with a comma and write the bus, and then close the parenthesis and then terminate it with a semicolon. Now the next example, wherein we are trying to display the special characters like new and a percentage. So this for new line, we have a backslash n as a special escaped characters, that is backslash n is going to enter it into a new line. So when it has been when you write dollar display, and within the parenthesis, within the double quotes, this is a backslash n, so what it displays after execution, this is a, and when it executes this special character, it goes to the next line. After the next new line, then multi-line string with a double percentage means it is going to display the percentage, as we have seen it in the tabular column. So multi-line string with the percentage sign, whatever the information is in the double quotes, we are trying to display it. The next we have another keyword called dollar monitor. This dollar monitor is a signal when you have values keeps changing. This dollar monitor is used for displaying that values that keeps changing continuously. So we have the keyword called dollar monitor, and the parameters and the variables what we have, that is p1 comma p2. This is an example just shown. So we need not write the values when keeps on changing again and again by using the dollar monitor. Dollar monitor keyword is used only once. So we will be using this dollar monitor only once. So one monitor list can be activated at a time. So here there are two tasks that is used to switch monitor on and off. That is monitor. Here this is dollar monitor, which is going to turn on the monitoring and continuously keeps on recording the changes that is been observed in the system. And the other process is that dollar monitor off. This will turn off the monitoring, that is even after once this has been activated, once this monitor off is been executed, so whatever the changes that is been observed in the system will not be recorded and will not be displayed. This is an example wherein we are trying to monitor time and value of the signal, clock and reset. And here the clock toggles, that is the clock will be toggling from, that is 0 to 1, 1 to 0 every 5 time units, and reset goes down at 10 time units. That here we don't have the time units in terms of seconds, we specify the time in terms of units. So here, so what we are trying to do, that is we are trying to observe the value of signal, clock and reset. Every 5 units the clock is keeping on toggling, that is every 5 units the clock changes from 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. And after 10 units of time the reset value goes down to 10. So we will try to initialize the values of this. So initial, begin and dollar monitor, every, because there is every 5 units of time the clock will be toggling, and after 10 units of time the reset uh, will be going down. So we have to monitor the current simulation time. So the current simulation time is been written by using the keyword dollar time. This is going to give you the current simulation time. So first we'll be trying to display the current simulation time, and then the values of the signal of clock. At this particular time, what is the value of the clock? That we are trying to display it in terms of binary form, and then the reset value also in the binary form. And these are the parameters what we have used, that is the clock and the reset. We are using these variables clock and reset. So that has been separated by commas, and the remaining these things have been written within the double quotes. We are using the current simulation time, the clock parameter and the reset. These are the variables, and within that we are trying to display the text, whatever which has been written within the double quotes, that text will be displayed as it is. That is value of the signal clock is at this particular time, what is the value of the clock in the binary form, and the reset value in the binary form. So here they have given the clock will be toggling at every 5 units of time. So we'll initialize at 0 units of time the clock is equal to 0 and reset is equal to 1. So that is what the value of the signal clock is equal to 0. Reset value in the binary form is equal to 1. As I have specified every 5 units of time. So after 5 units of time, value of the signal will be toggled from 0 to 1. But they have not specified about the reset. As reset goes down at 10 units, after 5 units also the reset value will be the same as previous one when it was the simulation time was 0. So reset is retained as it is. Then again after 5 units of time, that is 5 plus 5, 10 units of time, value of the signal will be, that is a clock will toggle from 1 to 0. And here they have specified the reset value goes down at 10 units of time. So reset is equal to 0 after 10 units of time. And then for the stopping and finishing of the simulation, the special keys are being used in the system task, that is the dollar stop is used for stopping the simulation, and the dollar finish is used for the termination of the simulation. Here let us see with the example here. So stop at time 100 units 100 in the simulation and examine the result. After 100 units of time we have to stop and examine the result, and then finish the simulation at time. So we'll it should be at 1000 time. So here we will initialization will be doing, if this initialization is been done at the simulation time 0. So the clock is equal to 0 and the reset will be initializing it at as 1 at a 0 units of time. So after 100 units of time this will be suspended, that is it will not stop, it will be temporarily suspending the simulation and it will try to examine the results. And after at time 1000 it should be. At time 1000 the simulation should be 900, that is it should terminate the process. So that is 100 plus 900 is going to give you 1000 units of time. At 1000 units of time we are going to terminate, that is by using a dollar finish and then use a semicolon and then terminate and then end up. So at 1000 units of time, the say at simulation time 1000 it is going to terminate the system. Then next we'll come on to the next system task, that is the compiler directives. Here in the compiler directives we have the two will be the keys are being used by the tick and the followed by the keyword. So all the compiler directives whatever we are trying to define is being used by the tick and the followed by the keyword. So here we have two most useful compiler directives, that is one is the first one is a define and the other one is a include. These are the same as that of your functionalities that does in a C language. So this is used for defining a text macros that defines the default word size. And so here let us use an example, that is tick define word size which is been 32. So whenever we use a define word size, so it is trying to initialize the value as 32. And then here is another keyword wherein we are trying to use the dollar stop for temporarily suspending the system and trying to monitor what is happening in the system. So whenever we have assigned this dollar stop to s, so whenever that is by define s dollar stop. So whenever instead of dollar stop we are substituting s, we are substituting it with s. Whenever s appears it is going to terminate, it is going to suspend the system for certain duration. And then we have a that is a text string, so wherein we are having a 32-bit register, and that register is of that is the word register. This is a we are defining this word register which is of 32 bits. And the next compiler directive we have the include. So this tick include, which is going to include the entire contents of the Verilog source file into another Verilog file during the compilation. So here you can see the header file which contains a declaration, and that is in the main file design.v. This includes whatever the header file, that this includes the complete contents of the Verilog source file inside this Verilog that is the design, that is a main Verilog file design v. Thank you.